Hello lords and ladies, welcome back to Cartoon Hangout, your place for all things cartoon. It's been quite some time since I reviewed Miraculous Ladybug. Even though all the English episodes were online for me to watch, I wanted to wait until they officially aired here in the United States. And the wait has paid off because we've finally gotten the origin episodes, which, if you can read, is what I'll be reviewing today. The episodes aired back to back, but let's tackle them one at a time. Then I'll sum it all up towards the end of the video, okay? Okay. As the title of these episodes indicate, this is the origin story for both Ladybug and Cat Noir, and boy, do I wish these were episodes 1 and 2. They're so much better than the first episodes we ended up getting here in the States. I understand that not every single story must start with the origins of the characters, but in the case of cartoons, I think it really works best. Of course, now that we've already seen these characters in action, it does end up providing a nice contrast by seeing them new to their powers. Marinette, as you'd expect, is the most reluctant of the two, as Adrien is basically a prisoner in his own home, ready to have any excuse to leave. We see this even in their transformations, which is a really nice touch.
Whoa! What is happening?
Flag, Quagga!
Wait, I haven't finished explaining!
If nothing else, I appreciate the look into these characters' lives before they became superheroes, even if we don't technically glean anything completely new about the characters. We do get to see how Marinette met Alia, which I really loved, even though it was super corny how she quotes a superhero in their first meeting. The villain of part 1 ends up being Ivan, who becomes Stoneheart. Not quite the most interesting design, he's basically just a big rock golem, but I do have to again point out how I love how each person's supervillain persona ties into an aspect of their character or personality. Ivan is, of course, a big softie, who is really sensitive, so what else would he become but a big rock creature called Stoneheart? I think we all at one time or another wish we didn't feel negative emotions, so there's definitely some sympathy to be had for the big guy. And something that I failed to mention when I was scripting this was how the people reacted, how the citizens reacted, and how the fellow students reacted to Ivan becoming a monster twice in these two episodes. And I think it's really interesting because we don't really see it in the other episodes because people know that Cat Noir and Ladybug are going to save the day. But in these two episodes, there's this real stigma against Ivan. Not just because, he's a big guy who's used to being picked on, but because they're afraid that he's going to become a villain, and that once a villain, always a villain. And I think that's a neat touch that I wish would get explored more in season 2, because it hasn't really been explored much outside these two origin episodes right here. Some added details we finally do learn is who the old man was from some episodes ago. He's Master Fu, and he has some connection to the Kwami. Just from the first part, it seems like he may have once been a superhero himself or part of a team from ages ago. I didn't get a good look, but obviously he had the two Miraculouses Ladybug and Cat Noir end up getting, but it looks like there are a couple more, including his own. Are we going to see more superheroes in part 2, or maybe just season 2? I hope so. And speaking of, we also get to finally see Hawkmoth's Kwami, Nuru. I didn't even know he had one. I don't know why, but I always assumed Hawkmoth's powers were from a completely different source entirely and not connected to the Kwami or Miraculouses. It's weird that this is the only time we've seen it, and never again, but I'm assuming that we'll see more of his Kwami now that it's been introduced. Oh, and we do learn more about why Hawkmoth, who is so freaking clearly Adrien's dad going off his silhouette, wants the Miraculouses. The two of them, when held by one person, gives them unlimited power, it seems. Why just those two, I don't know, but here's hoping we learn more later. Now moving on to part 2, Stoneheart. This episode, along with the first part, really stands out from the typical episodes. I can't stress it enough. It features the same content we're used to, but tonally it stands apart on some level. I wouldn't mind more episodes like these. As foreshadowed in part 1, Ivan does get emotionally hurt again, this time by his crush, and he once again becomes Stoneheart. I mentioned earlier in the review that I didn't particularly like his design, but to be more specific, it's because of how weird the textures look. From a slight distance, the monster looks fine, but when it zooms into him, you can see that not every bit of him is detailed, almost like parts of him are from a PS2 video game from a bygone era. It's not a huge problem, but it is something I'm not particularly used to when it comes to this show. I'm not claiming everything in the show has high quality textures, but they do look smooth at least. Anyway, this episode furthers Marinette's growth into the hero we know her to be from the past episodes. With every heroic deed she's done in these few episodes, she's become more and more confident, and that's very entertaining to watch as a fan, even if some of her dialogue is so perky it borders on cheesy.
Let me make this promise to you. No matter who wants to harm you, Ladybug and Cat Noir will do everything in our power to keep you safe.
Still, it was very exciting to watch her give that big speech partway through the episode to the city of Paris. And of course, we get to watch Adrien fall in love with Ladybug for the first time.
Wow. Whoever she is beneath that mask, I love that girl.
Oh, it was so sweet. I'm looking forward to maybe one day seeing these two end up together. Just gotta be patient. Maybe in season 2. All in all, I think the quality of these episodes almost justified the long wait we had to endure. Well, almost. It was still a really long time. Anyways, that's my review of the Origin episodes. Let me know what you thought of them or what your favorite part was. I think mine had to be Alia referencing the X-Men and Spider-Man with this line.
Uncanny, amazing, spectacular! Are you going to be protecting Paris from now on? How did you get your powers? Did you get stung by a radioactive ladybug?
Thanks for watching, and take care.